Hello and welcome to PJ's Bayou Grind. I'm Ben Cason here with the owners of PJ's Coffee here in Pueblo, Colorado. We've got Renee and Joe Prutch. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great, Ben. How are you?
Good, Ben. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, thank you guys for coming in. I can't wait to talk to you about this. So PJ's Coffee, how recently did it come up here in Pueblo?
You know what? PJ's Coffee has been opened a little over 2 years.
Okay, so it's still pretty recent here.
Very recent.
There you go. PJ's Coffee is, it's a franchise set up originally from, New Orleans. It's a New Orleans culture, and it's kind of spread into Pueblo. You guys, you were talking to me before, you're pioneers. Can you tell me more about that?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we are the first for Colorado to bring it here. So that is pretty impressive. We're very excited about that. And so we are a pioneer market. They have like over 200 stores in New Orleans area and all that. And they're really growing, which is great. So we're really proud to be able to have the first one in Colorado, and we're actually looking forward to expanding more locations. We do have a second one on the south side that's going to be coming up in 2021. And so we're looking forward to that.
Wow. So you got another one coming up. Wow. That's amazing.
We do. Yeah.
Sweet. You guys wear a lot of hats. I mean, talking from the garage door company to Baskin Robbins to all this stuff. You guys got a lot going on.
We do. And you know what? We're very fortunate to be able to do it all.
That's fantastic.
If Renee's not coming up with something, she's not happy.
So let's talk about that. So we were talking, we did a podcast for Baskin Robbins. You can go check that out. It's called the 31 Flavor Journey Show. In the first one of those, we were talking about how that franchise came up. And you said you woke up at 3 a.m. and Renee had the idea and you guys went from there. So was there a 3 a.m. epiphany moment with PJ's? How'd that turn out?
Unfortunately, we don't have a great story like that.
That's okay.
No. So, the reason why we needed to bring in another franchise, we built the 4-unit strip mall out in Pueblo West.
Okay.
And that's when we put our second Baskin Robbins location with a drive-through. And again, this is 4 units. So the other end unit was also going to have a drive-through. Mm-hmm. And part of our loan agreement, we needed to be 51% owner occupied in this building.
Oh, okay.
So that then gave me the incentive to reach out and try to find a franchise to come in there.
Yeah.
So I, again, researched several different franchises. We saw some coffee ones. We liked what that industry had to offer. And we researched several different ones. And nothing really fit good for us. They just didn't feel right. Joe and I would go to stores. We would try the coffee. We would look at the atmosphere. And we would talk to corporate and try to weigh out the pros and cons. Well, one day I was on the internet again, researching coffees, and all of a sudden, PJ's Coffee of New Orleans pops up. And I was like, well, what is this? And so it intrigued me. And so I pulled it up, started researching that coffee franchise.
Yeah.
And the next day I called corporate and I talked to a lady that answered the phone over there. And she transferred me over to somebody else in the franchise department. And she was so excited. She was just like, we talked for probably 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Kind of got a little bit of history on me and my husband and why we were looking for a coffee franchise. Yeah. And she goes, hold on, I'm going to put you on hold right now. And so she ended up getting Ryan, that's who we worked with to put the franchise together. And so he talked with us for a little bit. And then from there, every week for the next 8 weeks, I did an hour conference call with him.
Oh, wow.
And that was like pre-qualifying us to take on their franchise.
So what was that like? Was that like an interview?
It was a lot of detailed questions, a lot of information about us, about them, about their corporate culture, about their franchise, everything you need to know, which I think is really great.
Yeah.
And at the end of the 8 weeks, if you felt like this was still a franchise that you were interested in, and they felt that you were a potential franchisee, then they scheduled for Joe and I to go out to New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
So we went out there, we toured the corporate headquarters, we toured the roasting facility, we met everybody there, and it just felt like home. Wow. I mean, it was just a great fit. We loved the coffee. We loved the support system. We love Felton Jones. He's the roast master and what he has to offer. So it just fell into place. And again, here we are 2 years later, and we have the first PJ's Coffee.
Wow. Can you take me like a little bit through what was going through you guys' heads whenever you like went to New Orleans and were seeing all of this culture and seeing the behind the scenes and all of this stuff? What about it was special?
The atmosphere itself. If you walk into PJ's Coffee, our PJ's Coffee shop, you'll instantly get the feel of New Orleans. It's a New Orleans vibe. It's a New Orleans culture built around the New Orleans culture. And to see that and experience that is really something to see, because there is a lot of history down in New Orleans, of course, in Louisiana, that they incorporated into their coffee shops, and it's just so appealing. You walk into them, and it's really, it brings you to New Orleans, and it's really a neat feel.
Wow, just brings you to New Orleans. See, that's the thing. I whenever you guys came in and you were talking about PJ's, I was like, yeah, New Orleans has such a unique culture to it, right? I mean, it's definitely like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. New Orleans is very vibrant, I think would be a word I'd use it. Like what are you trying
colorful.
to colorful? That's that's
vibrant,
a great word.
Colorful, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people can relate to the name New Orleans.
Yeah.
Because several people have been out there. They have experienced Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
They've experienced,
and it's unique, right?
Yeah, it's so unique. They know about the beads. They know about Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
They know about the oysters. So that to me too was an appeal that I really like their name, but more beyond the name was the whole support system behind it. So yeah, I do think that people associate that fun and the experience of Mardi Gras with that name, PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. And they're on every corner down there. Yeah. So people could go and get PJ's Coffee.
So take me then through like what it's like bringing it into Pueblo. So Pueblo, I'm sure there's people in Pueblo with connections to New Orleans, right? But it's not as prevalent as I assume if you were like to put it in Shreveport, Louisiana, right? It's going to be different. What's that been like to, bring this thing here and have people come and experience that culture? Yeah.
You know what? Having people, introducing a new brand to guests is difficult.
Sure.
And we all have our habits, and so many people are so used to going to a different coffee shop. So to have them change that and to try something new is hard. So breaking into a new community, bringing in a new brand, it's challenging. It's not easy. So you want to have every possible support system in place so it helps you be successful. So we really engage ourselves in the communities around us, Pueblo West, Pueblo, to get our name out. We support different youth groups. We support teachers. We support the hospitals. We do what we can to give to the community, but also have them experience what New Orleans, the PJ's Coffee of New Orleans is all about.
Yeah. And just to kind of like piggyback on that, right? It's not like you two are from New Orleans who've just been transplanted into Pueblo and are like, this is how we do it, and this is better, and you can put this here. This is two Puebloans, like we were talking about in the Baskin Robbins, you guys born and raised in Pueblo, been here your whole lives, who have experienced it and are like, wow, this is really awesome. Let's share it with my community. I think that's a very different vibe between those two things.
It sure is. Go ahead, Joe.
No, it is. It very much so. But in Pueblo, you'd be surprised that how many people are from New Orleans. We're learning more and more about that. It seems like every time that we're in the shop, the coffee shop, somebody comes in and says, "Oh, I'm so glad you brought this here. We moved here from Louisiana 5 years ago or whatever." But there's quite a few folks that could come from Louisiana.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are hearing those stories, and that is exciting. And they do tell us when they go into the coffee shop that the fill and the decor and the lights, everything we have, the chandeliers, they're like, this is New Orleans. We love it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. You guys
just tell them to tell their friends.
Right.
Yeah. And you just get them on. Yeah. Hey, if you're hearing it on the podcast, go check it out.
Right.
Yeah. Go see it.
Go tell your friends.
So for PJ's as well, we were talking before, Renee, and you were talking about like the different coffee beans and the different like exotic places that comes from, and all of the options there. Can you kind of give us a little bit of a peek into that, what that looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. So what PJ's Coffee has done is they sponsored a farm in Honduras. And so with this farm, that farm supplies PJ's Coffee only. So all of their beans, and we take the 1 top % of the Arabica beans, and that's all they roast. And we roast them in small batches, which is really nice. So you get quality batch, quality beans that's coming out of to make the coffees. And Felton Jones is the roast master for PJ's Coffee. And he actually started with Phyllis Jordan. And Phyllis Jordan started PJ's Coffee in 1978. So that's where PJ's name has come in.
Phyllis Jordan, PJ.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So she hired Felton and taught him, how to do the beans. And I know Felton's been through numerous classes and stuff. And he's a top bean coffee master, which is amazing. So yeah, and also what they do with this farm in Honduras, they have built housing for them. They have built a cafeteria. They help with the local schools. So PJ's Coffee is giving back a lot to Honduras, which I think is just absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you had to describe the taste of that coffee, how would you describe it?
Oh my gosh. It's just like a fantastic cup of coffee.
Unique.
The
flavors are just unique. They just, the pecans and the
pralines and
cream.
Southern pecan.
Just
hazelnut. Chicory. Yeah, so absolutely. I keep bringing home different bags of coffee to Joe to try. And it's funny to watch some of the caffeine kicks that he gets on some of them.
It works, but the unique flavor. Yeah, it just seems like a unique flavor in most of the coffees. It's just different. It's a different flavor.
Yeah.
It's a different flavor.
The comments that we get from the guests is that you could tell it's a quality cup of coffee. And that's what people like. They said, sometimes you go to other places and all you taste is the syrup or the creamer.
Yeah.
They want to taste the coffee.
Sure.
So ours, you can taste the coffee with the added, if you do the latte or whatever, but you're not tasting all that sugar flavor.
Yeah.
You're tasting the coffee. And that's a lot of what we hear. They just said it's such a good quality cup of coffee.
That's amazing, you guys. That's great to hear. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a really exciting place. Let's talk for a sec as well. I mean, not only do you have like, the coffee going on and stuff in there, but you also have like pastries and stuff like that you can buy too, correct?
We do. We have breakfast sandwiches.
Okay.
And we have croissants. And we have pastries. We
Okay.
have muffins. We have breads. All of the food is just, it's delicious. We have cookies. We have lunch sandwiches. So yeah, you could come in and get your meal, get your cup of coffee, get your latte, get your macchiato, whatever you'd like.
Yeah.
And, be satisfied for the day.
And I remember y'all had mentioned that we were getting close to getting beignets there as well, correct?
We are. So they are in test markets right now, and they have gone over fantastic because, again, beignets go with New Orleans, and that has probably been a big request for our coffee shop. And so I was really encouraged when they told us the other day that, yes, after the first of the year, that all of our stores will be able to make the beignets in our stores.
Wow.
So that'll be up and coming. And
I'll
when
be there.
podcast, we'll let you know.
We're
Yeah,
excited for it.
absolutely.
We're excited for it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's so cool, guys. So where's PJ's Coffee at? If a Puebloan's listening to this and, they've heard this about how good the coffee is and what the culture is like and everything like that, where can they go to get this coffee?
922 East Hailey Lane in Pueblo West, Colorado. And that's where we're located at. Come see us.
Come see us. There you go. And then do you have any Christmas, offers that you guys are doing there as well?
If you buy a $25 gift card, you get a free 12-ounce cup of coffee. It could be hot coffee or iced coffee, but you do get a free 12-ounce cup of coffee.
Wow. That's awesome, you guys.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for coming in again. We appreciate it. It's been great.
Thanks for having us.
This is so much fun. We're excited, and we're excited to share our franchises with the Pueblo community.
Yeah.
And we want to thank everybody for their support. It really has been fantastic, and we're very grateful for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, thank you guys for printing it in and, doing all the things you do for the community, like you mentioned. I mean, it's great to see two people that, are so passionate about the community doing this at the same time. It's great. I love it. So this has been the PJ's Bayou Grind podcast. We've got also the 31 Flavor Journey show is on the other side. That's the Baskin Robbins that you guys own. So if you want to hear more of Renee and Joe, please go check that out over there. So you can check that out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as keep your eye out for more episodes of PJ's Bayou Grind coming out in the next month or so. So keep your eye out right here. And also, of course, go check out PJ's Coffee, go check out Baskin Robbins, and go check out everything else you guys are doing. You got a lot going on.
Great. Yes, we do. But we'd love to see you.
Come see us.
Come see him.
Absolutely.
Sweet. Hey, thank you so much, Joe and Renee. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day.